Just in the middle here, sir.
In my opinion, we have to continue to press Facebook, continue to press Mr. Zuckerberg. It should be the parents of America, not Facebook, who determine whether or not children's information is resold to third parties. That should be a fundamental privacy bill of rights for young people in our country. I think that's why most Americans are watching. They want to know the answer to these questions. Everything that happened at Cambridge Analytica is something that then raises questions in American families about what protections they have, what protections their children have against a compromise of that information. Well, I hope that he provides all of the information which the Mueller investigation is requiring. I think it's absolutely indispensable that the American people have every bit of information out in public, which makes it possible for them to determine whether or not there was, in fact, an interference with the election of 2016. It's a sacred institution that we fought the American Revolution to protect, and Facebook should provide every bit of information which is necessary for them to be able, in the Mueller investigation, to get the answers for the American people.
There's a genuine concern with the decision by the U.S. Attorney in the Southern District of New York to go into Mr. Coons' law offices and private residence, that this is getting closer and closer to the President, and we hope he does not overreact. Leaders within the Republican Party have said consistently that he should not fire Bob Mueller.
Who's got a question? I'm not yet satisfied that we've got an accounting for why Facebook took so long to be fully transparent with the public about what had happened with Cambridge Analytica. I think this will be the first of several important hearings that will allow the American people to better understand ways in which their personal data has been monetized and in some cases misused by important social media platforms like Facebook and others. While I was encouraged by the positive statements made by Mr. Zuckerberg at the beginning of the hearing, in my questioning I tried to point out to him that there have been many cases where profit seemed to be put ahead of privacy. President Trump has made a number of really disturbing statements in recent days, particularly following a Department of Justice and FBI raid on his personal attorney, Michael Cohen's home and office. And more President Trump is saying things about his view that Robert Mueller's investigation is a witch hunt, that the Attorney General, Jeff Sessions, shouldn't have recused himself. And we know full well that months ago, President Trump was determined to fire Robert Mueller and was only stopped by his own White House counsel, Don McGahn, threatening to resign. My concern is that as this investigation gets closer and closer to him or his family or his attorney, he is more likely to take some abrupt and unwise action. On a bipartisan basis, Republicans and Democrats have said in the Senate, don't do that. It's not in our country's interest. It's not in your interest.
But my personal information, I don't want the Russians to have it. I don't want commercial users to have it. My personally identifiable private information ought to be private.